Have you ever felt like you've become invisible to women over time? What if I told you that you're actually becoming more valuable than ever? Some women are leaving younger men aside and seeking out older men. But why? What's behind this? There's a secret that only experienced men carry. Something rare, profound. Something they're desperate to find. But the problem is this. If you don't realize this in time, you could end up wasting this unique opportunity and regret not having recognized the value that time has placed on you. Think about it. You've lived through so much, but many men your age still don't see their own value. They worry about their appearance, about the time that has passed, and forget about what's most powerful about them: maturity, experience, presence. The fear of being too old and the lack of knowledge of their own value make many throw away the only thing that really attracts them: the calm firmness of someone who has already lived a lot. If you don't wake up now, this opportunity to be the man they're looking for could disappear. Time doesn't stop. And today, men like you are increasingly rare. But don't worry. In this video, I'm going to show you how to turn this around. How to reclaim your strength, your essence, and become the man they truly desire. Subscribe to the channel, because here you'll find everything you need to see yourself in a different light, and to be seen as you truly deserve. First, emotional stability. What Vita learned after turning 50. You know that phase in life when we're tired of chasing trouble? That's right. Vita has reached exactly that point. He's 56 years old. He's been married for a long time, raised 2 children practically alone at times, faced bills that didn't balance at the end of the month, spent sleepless nights waiting for a child to come back, and promises that seemed eternal but evaporated over time. Life hit hard and taught us even more. But in the midst of this turmoil, he learned one of the most valuable lessons a man can receive. Peace is worth more than being right. He says that before he fought for everything. Out of pride, ego, insecurity. He always wanted to have the last word, to prove that he was right. But in the end, he lost something much more valuable: the lightness of living in peace. One ordinary day, on a Saturday morning, Vita went into a bakery near his home. He sat in the corner, ordered a black coffee and a medium with toasted bread. He opened the newspaper and sat there, immersed in silence. No rush, no notifications. Without that urgency of someone who is always running after something. That was when a younger woman, who was drinking coffee at the table next to him, started a conversation. "Wow, you seem so calm, as if nothing could get under your skin." He smiled. A light smile, of someone who has felt the weight of life on his shoulders and learned to walk with it without bending. "It's not that nothing gets on my nerves. I just chose not to turn everything into a storm." And this is the secret that many men still haven't seen. The calmness of a mature man is one of the most attractive things he can offer. While younger men are still fighting to prove that they are alpha, that they are always right, that they are in charge, Vita has already understood that true firmness doesn't make noise. It imposes itself in the calm look, in the answer that doesn't come, in the silence that weighs more than any scream. Women notice this in an instant. They don't want a man who explodes at the slightest sign of frustration. They want someone who holds his own world without scandal, who inspires security just by being there, whole, present, calm. Vita likes to repeat a phrase he heard from his father when he was young, but only understood after he was 50. Those who have faced a storm are not scared by drizzle. And that's what it has become, a serene haven amidst the chaos of the world. What about you? Have you noticed that, nowadays, you'd rather keep the peace than win an argument? Second, confidence without arrogance, Vita's silent secret. Vita doesn't need to puff out his chest or speak loudly to be noticed. He arrives and that's it. His presence is enough. It's not about wearing expensive clothes, having the latest car, or being rude. His confidence doesn't shout. It whispers. But when it whispers, everyone hears. I'll tell you a scene. It was his nephew's birthday. That noisy family gathering, kids running around, loud laughter at the barbecue, a cousin trying to explain that he knew everything about cryptocurrency, another swearing that he was going to get rich selling online courses. Meanwhile, Vita was there, calm, sitting in a corner, drinking his beer slowly, laughing a little but watching everything. Present. At one point, someone asked, "Hey Vita, what about you? Don't you think investing in stocks would be better than real estate these days?" He just looked at me with that half smile and answered, "I prefer to invest in something that gives me a sure return, my peace." Everyone laughed, but then there was silence. Because deep down it made sense. It was simple, direct, but full of experience. Vita is not the type of person who speaks to impress. He speaks because he has something to say. And when he speaks, he carries that good weight of someone who has lived a lot and learned not to waste words. This confidence he carries did not come from a self-help book, nor from a motivational video on YouTube. It came from the blows of life. From the day he was fired and had to start from scratch with 2 small children. From the time he was betrayed, when he felt broken, but did not let the pain harden his heart. From sleepless nights trying to understand where he had gone wrong, and in the end, realizing that growing up really hurts. One day at a barbecue with friends, between a piece of meat and a cold beer, someone asked, "Vitor, if you could go back to your 20s, would you?" He didn't even think. He smiled and said, "No way. I was strong on the outside, but insecure on the inside. Today, I'm even stronger, but it's on the inside." The crowd laughed, but then everyone fell silent, with that thoughtful look, like someone who's been slapped with a kid glove. Because everyone felt it, he told the truth. A truth that few have the courage to admit. Vitor doesn't need status. He doesn't need to show off, because his presence says it all. He's past the stage of wanting to prove who he is. This inner strength, which doesn't depend on praise, likes, or validation, is magnetic. It's what attracts. It's what calms. It's what makes any woman curious to know more. Life has shaped Vitor. He doesn't shine because he shouts. He shines because he was once a stone and turned into a diamond. Do you feel that, over time, you've become stronger on the inside than you once were on the outside? Third, life experience. Vitor always says, "Those who live a long time have a lot to tell." And it's true. On his first date with a younger woman, she was enchanted, not by his appearance, but by his conversation. While many people only talk about work, politics, or football, he told us about moving to a new city at 19, sharing a room with strangers, losing everything in a business deal, and starting over. He talked about the sleepless nights with his sick daughter, and how he learned to value the simple things. She listened. Time flew by, because experience turns a man into a storyteller. And a good story is worth more than 1,000 ready-made phrases. Vitor doesn't force conversation. He lived. He learned. He made mistakes. And all of that became baggage, not weight. And women feel it when a man has good baggage. What stories of yours deserve to be told? Fourth, the charm of maturity, without needing to prove anything to anyone. Vitor doesn't care about fashion. He doesn't know the name of the latest sneakers, but he knows who he is. He arrives wearing a simple shirt, tidy gray hair, a classic watch, and that's it. He draws attention, not by forcing himself, but by his posture. A niece once said, "Uncle Vitor, you look like an old movie actor. You have a different charm." She was right. Charm doesn't come from youth. It comes from posture, from a calm look, from unhurried speech, from a firm walk. And today, many men lack this. They try to appear to be something, and forget to be something. Vitor lives with balance. He doesn't live to show off. He lives to live. And women realize, this man is whole. He doesn't need to sell himself. Do you feel that today you care more about being than appearing? Fifth, he knows what he wants, and what he doesn't want. Before, Vitor would accept everything. Empty relationships, pointless conversations, crazy plans. But he learned, when you don't know what you want, anything will distract you. Today he's different. He doesn't accept just any company, or just any conversation. A woman asked, "Are you single by choice or because no one has shown up?" He answered, "By choice. I'm past the stage of wasting time." She remained silent, because many still accept everything out of need. But Vitor doesn't. He doesn't negotiate his own peace. And that's what makes a man valuable. He knows what he deserves, and women feel that. Do you know what you no longer accept in your life? Sixth, what this reveals about you. Vitor never thought he was too much, but he learned something that you also need to hear. You have more value than you imagine. You who are over 50, who have marks on your face, body aches, thinning hair, but a strong soul and a mind that has weathered storms. Some women see in men, like you, what many younger men lack: firmness, truth, depth, posture. One of them said to Vitor, "With you, I breathe. You hear me. You see me. Only time can teach this presence. You are not the past. You are the kind of man who is urgently in need of the present. You have not lost value over time. You have become rarer, and rare is worth more. Have you recognized how rare you have become? If this message spoke to you like this video, it shows that it is worth continuing. Subscribe to the channel because there are many good things coming, made for men like you. And comment here, which part touched you the most today? I will read it carefully. See you in the next video. And don't forget, you're not getting old, you're getting rare.